Where are my pills? My voice shook, cracked. My hand searched the counter, cold sweat on my neck. But the pack was gone. Empty. He stood by the door, calm, holding it between two fingers like nothing. I stepped back. Why would you? My palm slapped his chest before I could stop myself. My breath was sharp, heart pounding. You knew I needed them. He didn't flinch, just stared. His eyes were dark, unreadable. The room filled with something thicker than silence. His scent, pine, smoke, something raw, too strong, too alpha. I staggered. My heat was close. I could feel it under my skin, in my spine, crawling slowly like fire. You lied, I said, voice breaking. You planned this. He didn't deny. Instead, he moved closer. One step, then another. I stepped back, but the wall was behind me now. He raised his hand, not to hit, just reached for me. His fingers brushed mine and I felt it. That jolt, that bond, like something inside me still remembered him. I needed to know if you still felt it, he said, voice low, almost a whisper. Felt what? The pull, the ache, the thing that ruined me. I yanked my hand away. Don't touch me. But my body, it betrayed me. Heat bloomed behind my ears. My thighs trembled. The scent, his scent, it curled inside my lungs and made my head spin. Let me go, I said again, softer now. Please. He didn't move. I pushed past him, chest burning, feet stumbling toward the door. I had to get out, before it was too late, before my body forgot everything he did, before it remembered only how it felt to be under him, shaking, marked. But he grabbed my wrist, tight, like he knew I'd run. No, he said, just that one word, and it shattered me. My knees buckled. A sharp moan slipped from my throat, not from pain, but from heat. My scent gland pulsed. I hated it. Let me go. I screamed again, but I couldn't move. His scent wrapped around me like chains, like it always did. He leaned in close. You're in heat. You shouldn't be alone. I laughed, bitter. You made sure of that. The room spun. My breath hitched. The last time I smelled him this close was 2 years ago. 2 years ago when I ran, when I broke our bond, when I left everything behind because I knew if I stayed, I'd be ruined. But I failed, because here I was, weak again, crying again, melting into his scent like I was made for him. I closed my eyes, tried to remember why I left, tried to remember the betrayal, the lies, the way he used my trust, my love, my body, but all I could feel was now, his warmth, his scent, my body begging to be held. He let go of my wrist. I almost fell. You don't have to be afraid, he whispered. I'm not here to hurt you. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to. But the last time I did, he marked me, without asking. I opened my eyes, looked at him. Same eyes, same voice, same lies. You already did, I said, breathing heavy. You broke me. He stepped back, just a little, but his scent didn't leave. It clung to my skin like sweat. I turned and ran. I didn't look back. Down the stairs, out the door, into the cold air that bit my lungs and froze my heat. But even outside, I still smelled him. Every breath, I still felt him. My gland pulsed under my collar, screaming for contact. My knees wobbled. I clutched the wall, my fingers slipping. Why now? Why did he come back? Why hide the pills? Was this revenge? Or something worse? I crouched behind the old car, gasping. My breath fogged the air. My skin burned. Suddenly, boots. Behind me. I looked up. He stood over me, hair wet, shoulders broad, eyes full of something sharp. You could have died, he said. I laughed, almost choked. Then maybe you'd finally leave me alone. He didn't answer. Instead, he knelt. Right there, in front of me. Like something sacred. Like something broken. I never wanted to hurt you, he said. But I couldn't stay away. I looked at him. Really looked. He had changed. A little. More tired. Less proud. But that scent, it was still the same. And it still owned me. I tried to crawl back, but he caught me again. This time, he didn't hold tight. Just enough. Let me take care of you, he whispered. I don't want you, I said breathless. He nodded, but his hands didn't leave, and I didn't move, because the worst part wasn't his lies. It was the truth, that even now, after everything, I still wanted to be held, still wanted to feel safe, still wanted him. Tears stung my eyes. I hate you, I whispered. I know, he said. And still, he stayed, and still, I didn't run. I locked the bathroom door with shaking fingers. My chest rose too fast. My skin felt wet, not from water, from heat. I slid down to the floor, knees pulled tight to my chest. Sweat trickled down my spine. My shirt clung to me, too tight, too thin. Everything felt wrong. But worse, it felt familiar. My body trembled, like it remembered him before I did. Like it missed him. No, I didn't. My heart didn't. I bit my lip, hard, tried to push the feeling away, but it crawled back up, like something alive. Something hungry. His scent was still in the hallway. It soaked the air through the crack under the door. Warm, sharp, like pine in summer rain. Like smoke in my throat. I covered my nose. Useless. That scent always knew how to find me. Back then, I used to hide my face in his chest, breathing him in until I slept. Now, even one breath made me dizzy. Get out, I whispered, my voice too small, too weak, but he didn't say anything. Just stood there. His breathing was calm, heavy, like he wasn't leaving. Not now, not ever. My heat made everything louder. The sound of water dripping, the thump in my chest, the sound of him. I squeezed my legs tighter. My thighs ached. My scent gland pulsed. Angry, exposed. I was always too soft, too trusting. That's how I let him in back then. He was the first alpha I ever touched. First one who held my hand like it meant something. The first one who looked at me like I was breakable and then broke me anyway. First kiss. First bond. First heartbreak. I pressed my forehead to my knees. I should have known. I remember the night of our bond. His voice in my ear, deep, slow. Mine. You smell like you belong to me. I was stupid. I smiled when he said that. Now when I remember, my stomach turns. Outside the door, he moved. I flinched, but he didn't knock, didn't shout, just spoke. I'll wait. His voice hadn't changed. Same low pull, same warmth under each word. Then he said, but don't lie to yourself. You need me. My breath hitched. Why did it sound true? I hated it. I hated that even when I wanted to scream, my body leaned toward the door. I hated that I remembered the way his hands felt on my hips. I hated that his scent made my heart slow down, like it missed being wrapped in him. I pressed my face into my arms, and I cried. Not loud, just soft, slow tears that soaked my sleeves. Like my body knew it lost before the fight even started. Why did he come back? Why now? Why hide the pills? Why speak like he still had the right? I dug my nails into my palms. My heat made my thoughts messy. Like fog over old wounds. Like maybe I imagined the betrayal. Maybe I was too harsh. Maybe, no, I wasn't. He left when I needed him most. He promised I was safe, then marked me in front of everyone. Like a trophy, not a partner. I wiped my tears with the back of my hand. But still, even now, even after everything, my body leaned into the scent seeping through the cracks. My scent reacted too. I hated that more than anything. My body still wanted him, even if my heart didn't. I heard him shift again. I can hear your heartbeat from here, he said quietly. I froze. He added, it's fast, but not scared. Not anymore. I wanted to deny it, wanted to scream you don't know me anymore. But he did. That was the problem. He always knew how to pull me apart. I stood up, legs shaking. My reflection in the mirror looked pale. Lips swollen from biting. Collar wet with sweat. Eyes empty. I splashed cold water on my face. It didn't help. My scent kept rising. So did his. The whole hallway reeked of rut and heat. It was too much. I opened the cabinet. Nothing. Of course. He made sure of that. I whispered, I hate you. Outside, silence. I know. Just that scent. That thick, possessive scent that once made me feel safe. Now it made me feel owned. I reached for the door handle. Paused. My fingers trembled. Don't open it, I told myself. Don't fall again. But heat makes you weak. Loneliness makes you stupid. And scent makes you forget everything. I turned the knob slowly. The door creaked. And there he was, standing like a shadow. Hands in his pockets. Eyes locked on mine. He didn't smile. Didn't speak. Just breathe. I looked down. Couldn't meet his gaze. My heart pounded. So did his. I could feel it. He stepped closer. Only one step. I flinched. My knees nearly gave in. He stopped. Didn't touch me. But I felt it, that alpha pull. Like gravity. Like fate. Like a curse. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. He spoke first. You're burning up. I nodded, because it was true. He raised his hand slowly. Open palm. Waiting. I stared at it. One touch, and I'd lose myself again. One touch, and I wouldn't stop. But part of me already leaned forward. And that part was winning. I pushed him hard, chest to chest. My palms hit muscle. Heat scent. Get out, I said. But he didn't move. Didn't even blink. His scent only grew stronger, thicker, warmer, crawling into my lungs like it belonged there. He tilted his head, slow, watching me. That alpha stare, quiet but sharp, like I was prey again. I took a shaky breath. You lied before, I said. My voice cracked. You said you loved me. He didn't flinch, but you used me. His jaw tightened. His shoulders rose, slow and tense. Then his voice low and dangerous. I never lied. I stared at him, frozen. He took a step forward. I marked you because you were mine. Mine. That word mine. It always broke me. I touched the side of my neck, fingers brushing the faded scar beneath my collar. That mark. It never faded. Even when I tried to forget. Even when I ran. I looked down. He saw it too. His gaze fell to my hand. To my throat. Like it still belonged to him. Stop looking at me like that, I whispered. He didn't listen. Of course he didn't. His hand moved slow. No rush. He reached for me again. Fingers brushing the edge of my sleeve, grazing the inside of my wrist. Light. Too light. But I felt it burn. His scent laced every motion. It poured into me like heat in winter. My body reacted before I could stop it. My knees trembled. The room spun. No, I said. I staggered back. You think touching me will fix things? He took another step. No rush. No, he said softly. Touching you will remind you. I froze. His hand reached again. This time it didn't stop at my wrist. It slid up slow over my forearm, to my neck. And then he pressed his palm flat against my scent gland. I gasped. My heat flared. Every nerve screamed. My scent spiked, hot, embarrassed, exposed. Like my body forgot the pain and only remembered him. I tried to pull away. My legs failed. His scent curled around me like chains. Not rough, not forced, just there. Just him. My lips parted. I couldn't breathe. Stop, I whispered. But he didn't. Not yet. His fingers stayed on my gland. No pressure. Just warmth. Just memory. I hated it. I hated how much I wanted it. I looked up at him. I'm not yours anymore. His eyes didn't change. But his voice did. Quieter. Deeper. Prove it. I blinked. What? Prove it, he said again. Push me away. I already did. Didn't I? Then why was I still standing there? Why was my heart still racing? Why was my scent betraying me? I said no, I whispered, but my hands didn't rise. He stepped even closer. I could feel his breath. Then push me, he said. My chest rose, fell. I shook my head. This isn't fair. No, he said. It's not. He looked at me like I was still his. Like I never left. Like the years didn't matter. You don't get to come back and act like nothing happened, I said. You don't get to touch me like you still own me. His voice dropped. I don't want to own you. Then what do you want? He paused. Then, I want you to remember. Remember? Like I ever forgot. My hands finally moved. I grabbed his wrist and pulled it off my gland. My body screamed at the loss. But I didn't stop. You don't get to remind me, I said, voice breaking. You don't get to use my body against me. I'm not using you. Then why now? I asked. Why hide my pills? Why come back when I finally started healing? He didn't answer. Silence. I hated silence more than his words. Say something, I said. He closed his eyes, like the truth burned. Then softly, because I never healed. My breath caught. He opened his eyes again. I wake up every day to your scent in my memory, he said. I still taste your skin on my tongue. I still hear your voice when I sleep. I looked away. I tried forgetting you, he said. But my body didn't let me. I stepped back. No, I said. Don't say these things now. You had your chance. You broke it. I'm breaking still, he said. Every day I don't touch you. Every second I smell you and can't hold you. Every time your heat rises and it's not me cools it. Tears burned my eyes. I hate you, I whispered. I know. My legs gave in. I sank to the floor, breathing hard. He didn't rush, just sat down across from me. He didn't touch me again, not yet. But his scent never left. It wrapped around me like regret. And part of me didn't want it to go. Rain kept falling, loud, endless. Like it wanted to wash the past away but couldn't. The old cabin creaked with every gust of wind. Wooden walls cold. Lights dim. I sat near the fireplace, wrapped in 2 blankets but still freezing from inside. My heat hadn't passed. It was only worse now. Everything burned under my skin. He sat across the room, near the window, silent, still, like a statue carved from memories. His scent filled the cabin. No open windows. No escape. My scent, sweet and trembling, mixed into the air like fog, soft, sharp, scared. I pulled the blanket tighter around me. It didn't help. Heat rose again, lower belly, between legs, behind my ears. Every breath stung. He hadn't spoken in hours. Just stared. Not angry. Not cold. Just watching. I hated it. But I hated more how my body reacted. My skin pulsed, calling. My gland ached, raw and swollen. His presence was too loud, too close. My thighs pressed together. Useless. Shameful. I tried to pretend I was strong, that I didn't need him, that I didn't miss the way he used to hold me during heat. Quiet. Steady. Like I was breakable but his to break. A small noise escaped my throat. I bit my lip to stop the next. Still, he didn't move. Then finally, he stood, slow, calm, every step toward me like thunder. I stiffened but didn't run. Couldn't run. I hated how weak I felt. How much I needed. He walked across the wooden floor, the sound of his boots louder than the storm outside. Then he knelt. Right in front of me. No words. Just those eyes. I turned my face away. Let me help, he said. His voice was quiet. Careful. Not demanding. But my body heard it. My heat heard it. My scent spiked, sharp and desperate. I shook my head. No, but my voice wasn't strong. He didn't touch me. Not yet. Just leaned in. Slowly, his breath warm against my cheek. Then his lips brushed the edge of my ear. Please. I trembled. No one ever said please like that. Not like him. Not like a promise. Not like he wanted to worship. Not Still, I said, don't bite. He paused. I felt his lips move. Barely a whisper. I won't hurt you. But he would. He always did. He leaned lower. My head tilted before I could stop it. My neck exposed. My gland throbbing just under the skin. I closed my eyes. His nose brushed my throat. His scent exploded around me. Pine, warmth, storm. It filled every breath. Made my heat worse. Made my body forget the pain. Then his lips touched my gland. Soft, slow. Not a bite, just a kiss. I gasped. My body jerked, but I didn't pull away. He kissed again. Longer. Warmer. Like he remembered every scar under my skin. Then, he bit. Not hard. Not claiming. Just enough. Enough to make my body collapse. Pleasure and pain tangled together. I cried out, quiet, broken. My hands grabbed his shoulders. My head dropped forward. He held me, his arms strong, warm, steady. He didn't push further, didn't rut, didn't move. Just let me curl into him. I could feel his breath against my temple. I missed you, he whispered. I didn't answer. Couldn't. Tears slid down my cheeks. I hated myself for letting him near. But I hated the cold more. And right now, he was the only warmth I had. My fingers gripped his shirt. His scent soaked into my skin. My heat calmed. just a little. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel alone. Not safe. Not happy. Just wanted. He pressed one more kiss to my neck. No more biting. Just touch. Then he whispered, "Sleep." And I did, in his arms. In the scent I swore I forgot. It started with a shift in the air. Heavy. Thick. I knew that scent. That pressure. That warning. His rut was coming. I sat on the edge of the mattress, wrapped in silence, pretending not to notice the way his breathing changed. Deeper. Rougher. Like each inhale burned. He stood near the door, back to me. Hands clenched. I could feel it in the room. The tension. The pull. The hunger. And I could smell it. His scent turning darker, richer. A storm building under his skin. I gripped the blanket tighter. My gland pulsed beneath my collar. Still sore from before. Still marked. He turned slowly. Eyes not the same. Not soft. Not patient. Just alpha. I stood up. "You need to leave." He didn't answer. My legs moved first. I tried to walk past him, to open the door, to escape. But the second I brushed near him, everything exploded. His hand caught my waist. Pulled me back. I gasped. "Don't." I tried, but my voice broke. His nose buried in my neck. His chest hot against my spine. He growled. Low. Deep. It shook through me like thunder. My body froze, then melted. My scent responded. Like a traitor. Sweet and needy. My gland throbbed. My thighs trembled. He pushed me back, slow but strong. We hit the wall. "Please," I whispered. "Not like this." His hands moved everywhere, gripping my hips, sliding up under my shirt, rough palms on burning skin. His rut spoke louder than words. He didn't say anything, but his body begged. His scent flooded the room. I couldn't breathe without breathing him. I pushed at his chest weakly. "You said you wouldn't." "I'm sorry," he panted, voice hoarse. "I can't stop." I shook my head, but my hands clung to his shirt. He kissed my neck, not gentle, not soft, desperate. I cried out, half pain, half something worse. He dropped to his knees, pulled me down with him. I landed on top of him, legs on either side. My body ached, my mind blanked. His lips found my throat again, my collarbone, my jaw. Every kiss a question, every breath a plea. "I missed you," he choked. "So much." I didn't answer. Couldn't. His hand slipped behind my neck, tilted my head, and then the bite. Deep. Permanent. I screamed. My fingers clawed his back. My scent spiked so high it burned my nose. His scent wrapped around it, twisted into mine like vines. Bond. It locked. The mark etched deeper than last time. This one wouldn't fade, not even if I ran again. He collapsed against me. Sweat on his skin, tears in his eyes. His rut eased. His voice came quiet, broken. I shouldn't have. I didn't speak. I turned my face away. My body ached in places I couldn't name. So did my heart. Because the worst part wasn't the pain. It was the way I didn't fight him. The way I wanted it. The way I still wanted him. And that scared me more than anything. Morning light never came. When I opened my eyes, everything was dark. Cold metal against my skin. My wrists were tied. The air smelled like rust and dust. Not his scent. Not mine. Just emptiness. My body felt heavy. Too quiet. Like someone pressed pause on everything inside me. Suppressants. I could feel them in my veins. Dull, deadening. My heat was gone. My scent was gone. I was nothing but blank space. I tried to move. My arms ached. My legs wouldn't respond. My throat was dry. I couldn't remember how I got here. Then I did. That man. The one who grabbed me near the back of the cabin. His scent was sharp, alpha but twisted, familiar but wrong. A scent from the past, one of his enemies, not mine. I was taken to hurt him. That thought made my chest twist. Even now, I was still used to punish him. A low laugh came from the shadows. "You're awake." I flinched. He stepped into the light, eyes cold, voice calm like he wasn't doing anything cruel. "You were always the weak spot," he said. "He can lose anything but not you." I didn't speak, didn't blink. I wouldn't give him that. He crouched in front of me, studying my face. "No heat," he said. "No scent. You're just a ghost now." I looked away. He grabbed my chin, forced my eyes back to his. He'll come running. Like a dog. I closed my eyes. I didn't want to believe it. Didn't want to hope. Because if he didn't come, I'd break. Hours passed. Maybe more. I drifted in and out of something that wasn't sleep, wasn't awake. My body numb. My mind floating. Then, the sound. Faint. Boots. 2 sets. No one. Fast. Heavy. The door slammed. My heart jumped. The air shifted. Then, I smelled it. Through the suppressants. Through the metal. Through the fear. His scent. Pine. Smoke. Storm. Alive. It slammed into my chest. My body shook. He came. My captor stood. Pulled something from his belts. Too late. The warehouse doors exploded open. And he was there. Like a beast. Eyes wild. Shoulders tense. Scent burning hot and sharp. The room filled with it instantly. Powerful, furious. Step away, he growled. My captor raised the blade. He didn't get the chance to use it. My alpha tackled him to the ground with a roar that shook the walls. A blur of fists, teeth, blood. I couldn't see clearly. I couldn't move, but I could hear it. The sound of rage, of protection, of mine. It ended fast, then silence. Heavy breathing, footsteps. Then his face, sweat on his forehead, blood on his hands, panic in his eyes. He fell to his knees in front of me, hands shaking as he untied me. Hey, look at me. My lips parted but no sound came. He cradled my face, checking for bruises. Are you hurt? I shook my head. Barely. He lifted me slowly, arms firm around me like I'd vanish if he let go. My face buried into his neck. His scent poured over me, and I cried. It didn't matter that my body was still numb. It didn't matter that I hated him yesterday. Right now he came, and I broke. He held me tighter. His lips pressed to my forehead. I told you, he whispered, voice trembling. You're mine. I didn't answer, but I held him back, tighter than ever, because for once, it didn't feel like a cage. It felt like home. The room was too quiet. Only the soft sound of rain outside, like the sky crying slow. I lay on his bed, sheets still warm from where he had been. My fingers brushed the pillow beside me, still smelling faintly like his scent, pine and smoke and something sad beneath. He stood by the window, back turned, shoulders tense like he was holding in something too big. My chest felt tight. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But instead I reached out. My hand touched his face, soft and slow. He didn't move. I hated you, I whispered. His jaw tensed. I know, but I still dreamt of you. He turned then, slowly, sat beside me. His hand found mine, fingers cold, hesitant. He brought it to his lips, kissed the back of my hand like it was the first time. I never stopped loving you, I said. He closed his eyes, just for a second, like the words hurt. And maybe they did, because they were too late, too broken, too bitter. I sat up, my fingers brushing his hair back, his scent closer now, pulling at something inside me again. That bond, that ache. Then I saw it. On the nightstand, the small white bottle. Unopened. My heart stopped. I reached for it slowly. My fingers shook as I lifted it. Heat suppressants. Untouched. I looked at him. His eyes opened, and froze. You had them, I whispered. All along? He didn't answer. You had them, I said again, louder now, breath catching. He looked away. I didn't mean to. You lied. No. You lied again. He stood. I wanted you to remember. Remember what? I said. What it feels like to be trapped, to be marked without asking. His mouth opened but no words came. I stood too, and slapped him. The sound echoed. Loud, final. He didn't move, didn't touch his cheek, didn't defend himself. You don't get to decide for me, I said. My voice cracked, but I didn't stop. Not my body, not my heat, not my memories. He looked destroyed. I was scared, he said. You'd leave if I asked. You were right, I whispered. I stepped back, turned, started walking toward the door. He didn't follow. My hand touched the doorknob. I paused. My heart screamed. My bond pulsed. My scent still lingered with his in the air. I looked down and walked out. But my chest, it didn't come with me. It stayed behind, still breaking. The night felt too long. I walked through the rain. No destination, just the sound of my footsteps in the mud and the ache in my chest that wouldn't stop. My clothes stuck to my skin, but I couldn't feel the cold. I was already frozen inside. He had the pills all along. He made a choice for me. Again. And still, my heart refused to hate him completely. That was the worst part. Even after everything, I kept smelling him in the air. I kept feeling the weight of his hand on my wrist, the ghost of his lips on my neck, the warmth of him under my fingertips. I wanted to tear it all away, but the bond, it wasn't just on skin, it was inside me. Weeks passed. I didn't go back. He didn't come either. Not once. Part of me waited anyway. Every night I listened for footsteps. Every morning I woke hoping to forget, but I didn't. And then, one day, a letter came. No name, no address, just one line. Check the bond registry. My hands trembled as I logged in. I didn't know what I was looking for. Maybe proof. Maybe closure. But what I found, his name, the bond status. Revoked. He removed the mark. Cut the tie. My throat closed. It wasn't possible. No alpha ever cut their bond unless forced. Unless broken. Unless they were ready to bleed for it. And he did. He let me go. My knees hit the floor. Tears fell like rain. Because I finally understood. He loved me enough to give me freedom. I ran back to the cabin. My feet carried me faster than my heart could catch up. My chest burned. My lungs ached. My scent was wild. Untethered now, grieving, calling, wanting. The door was unlocked. I stepped in. Empty. The fireplace cold. Only one thing on the table. His scarf. Still carrying his scent. I clutched it to my chest. He was gone. I collapsed onto the couch, shaking. Maybe too late. Maybe this time, I lost him. Then, the door creaked. I looked up. He stood there, wind in his hair, rain on his shoulders, eyes wide like he couldn't believe I came back. I checked the registry, I whispered. He swallowed hard. I thought you'd hate me forever. Silence. But you let me go. I had to. Why? My voice cracked. Why would you break it? He stepped closer. Because I wanted you to choose me. I stared at him. He looked tired. Empty. But honest. For once, no scent tricks. No alpha game. Just him. I took one slow step, then another. My fingers reached for his. Then listen, I whispered. I do. He pulled me in, held me like I was the only thing keeping him alive. And maybe I was. My scent rose again, twining around his. For the first time it was a choice. And this time, it was mine.